RBT family, what is the deal? It's your dog Willie Jack, and we are back. Back, baby! Back with more NFL action. Week 9 is here. Excited, ready to go. It's an easy Sunday for your dog. You know what I mean? Me and the guys, we taking this week off. You know what I mean? First place in the AFC North. We're gonna take this week off, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest and recuperate. Let the rest of y'all play things out. So yeah, it'll be an easy, stressless weekend of football watching for your dogs. So I'm definitely excited for that. Can't wait to get into all the action. Hold on, a couple early birds in here already, man. What's going on? Mom's in the building. First one in the chat. I appreciate you. Have a blessed show as always. I will try. Thank you very much. And look at my dog, man. Keandre said he's second one. Hey, second in the chat, but first in the AFC. Let's get it. Hey, I love it. I love it, big dog. I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. I'm not gonna lie, man. This Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Kansas City game. I know it's Monday night, but man, Tampa Bay at full strength, man. I would have wanted to see that game, man. Or I think that could have been a very different outcome. It's gonna be hard, man, with Baker being as limited as he is. No Godwin, of course. I think, as far as I know, Mike Evans is still out. I mean, he's hampered, man. But at full strength, the way the Buccaneers were looking, let's say 2-3 weeks ago, that could have been a very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup for sure. One more in the building. Auntie, what's going on? Appreciate you. Where'd my chat go? There we go. Yeah, appreciate you for sure. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Even in that Ravens game where the Bucks were getting blown out, I mean, Baker's still moving the ball, man. Baker's still moving the ball. Unfortunate turnover in the end zone for sure to Marlon Humphrey, but they still got something going, man. And especially in that division, I'm not quite ready to say the Buccaneers are completely dead in the water. I'm not ready to go there just yet. But at 4-4 right now, 4-4 on the road Monday night in Kansas City. I mean, I would say odds are this one's probably an L. But after this Monday night game, unless they shock the world or whatnot, but after this Monday night game, man, it's gonna be a zero margin of error going for him for sure. For sure. Hey, Jay Pap, man, what's going on, man? What's going on, big dog? I was just talking about the Chiefs and Bucks game on Monday, man. Just kind of getting to that a little bit. Yeah, man. What's going on, big dog? Appreciate you. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Before you get out of here, before you go too long, man, don't forget, man, tap in on that YouTube for me as well, dog. Give your boy a subscribe and a like, man. For sure. Appreciate you, big dog. And then, matter of fact, man, I see y'all in here, man. The rest of y'all, go ahead, get comfortable. Y'all know what's going on. Ain't no free rides, though, man. Y'all know what's going on. Drop some in the chat. Holla at your dog, man. Holla at your dog. Let me know what's going on. Damn, I be forgetting to do this. Let me put the chat up on the screen. I always forget every day. You would think every week I remember to do it. My dog Miles in the building, man. Full governments only. Full governments only. You know what's gonna happen, William. Yeah. Yeah. No, man. I expect the Chiefs to handle business, man. But I'm saying, about 3 weeks ago, man, when Baker and the Bucks was really rolling and a little healthy, I think this could have been a very good game, man. I think this one could have been a awesome competitive back and forth affair. But yeah, man, now Baker and the Bucks playing left-handed, man. Baker and the Bucks out there trying to shoot pool left-handed. Unless something crazy happened. My dog Keandre said he helped everybody on the bus get recovered and ready to go Tuesday morning. Hey, I ain't mad at that, man. Hey, I ain't mad at that at all. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Man, couple of them Chiefs fans was in here early, man. My dog Keandre and my dog, man, AJ Pat, man. A couple of them Chiefs fans was in here early. You know what I mean? So I got to sprinkle them in. Nah, that ain't the best game of the week though. It's some pretty good matchups, man. We gonna get into it for sure. Man. Let's go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about this Thursday night game, man. Know a lot of y'all seen the game for sure. Oh wait, My bad. Let me fix that graphic. Let me fix that graphic real quick. Jets beat the Texans 21-13. Now, this one, honestly, I mean, it was definitely must win for the Jets, for sure. The Jets have no more margin of error, man. The Jets have no more margin of error. Oh, I see y'all getting in this and look at right on time. Right on time. Terrible time. Hold it down for them Houston Texans. He said, go on and skip this one. Man, we got to talk on it a little bit, man, because we got to figure out what we're going to do with CJ, man. The line is that line get destroyed. But CJ's had a rough, man, he's had about a rough month, dog. Injuries have been a big part of that for sure. He hadn't looked the same since Nico went down. Literally. He hasn't looked the same at all since Nico went down. And honestly, Tom, here's the thing about it. When Nico went down, like he was playing like the best receiver in football. And if y'all hadn't seen, man, I dropped a couple just quick little shorts on the YouTube, just like some mid-season rankings. I'm gonna probably go more in depth and do an extended talk about it or whatnot. But I still, for this first part of the season, I ranked Nico Collins as the best receiver in football. Like, so he got 5 games into 8, and I think he was still just as impressive as dominant he was, even though he's been injured now for the last 3 weeks. He definitely left his mark on the first half of this season. So I still went ahead and gave him some flowers. But man, no, Nico's going down, dog, and it's just I don't know, man. That line isn't helping at all, but there's still talent on that offense. You still had Stephon Diggs. He was still new to the system for sure. You still had Tank Dell, explosive rookie season. Dalton Schultz hadn't really got involved in the offense, so I didn't expect the. I don't want to go as harsh to say drop off, but I'm like, man, I don't know, man. It's some hard to watch ball, man, from that Texans offense right now. Outside of Joe Mixon, Joe Mixon is cooking, boy. Joe Mixon balling for sure. I thought I had Joe Mixon rated as the 4th best back in the league to this point in the midseason. My dog Miles said it was a little home cooking going on. Yeah, we probably need to talk about some of it too. We got to talk about it. They definitely wanted the Jets to win. Man. There's too much league capital involved. You know what I mean? Like the league's not making direct transactions, but there's too much league capital. You got a primetime New York team. You've got Ryan, Aaron Rodgers. You go get they make a move and go get one of the bigger names in free agency, Devontae Adams, and rekindle that. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of star power there in New York, and none of it's showing up to work. None of it's paying off. Said the Jets in it. Man, come on, man. You can't go there. The Texans ain't been terrible. They still they 5-3. I think the Texans 5-3. There we go. Still first in the AFC South, 5-3. Yeah, no, that line's horrible, bro. Golly. God, dog. I want to say what they CJ got sacked 8 times last night, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, 8 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss for the Jets defense. My God. My God. But A-Rod and Rodgers finally get it going a little bit. A-Rod probably has his cleanest game in the last 2-3 weeks. 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Who else? Devontae had his kind of coming out party, so to say, now with the Jets in his second game, 7 catches for 90 yards. Then, of course, play of the game, man. The play of the game, the Garrett Wilson touchdown catch. What are we doing, NFL? What are we doing? Garrett Wilson finishes with 9 catches for 90 yards in that touchdown, that controversial touchdown in the back of the end zone, coming 1 week after the referees nullified a similar style touchdown by my Steelers to George Pickens. And why I say similar is because only 1 foot touched the end zone. You know what I mean? 1 foot touched the end zone. George Pickens had the same foot touch the end zone twice. Garrett Wilson had 1 foot touch the end zone. And then maybe his shin hits, but is the shin bone not connected to the knee bone? His shin hits, but his knee's out. So the shin trumps the knee being out. And it's only on one leg anyway. Bro, I'm telling you. I love me some Garrett Wilson. I love me some Gary Wilson. So it's not even an indictment on Gary Wilson at all, for sure. It's not that. Gary Wilson was one of those guys that I got behind. So I appreciate his talent for sure. Definitely a fan of him. I think he's gonna be a guy he's gonna be one of the guys at the top of the league here pretty soon. It's not a Gary Wilson issue, but I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And if you the Texas, I know you had to hate it, especially as rough as that day was, and then that one goes against you as well. That's rough. Hold on, what Miles said, man. He said, yeah, I seen Pat not not top 10. Bro, objectively, the Chiefs are winning. Fantastic. Why would what's Patty do? Golly, man. There's no way to objectively critique Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions. He's got more interceptions than he's got touchdowns. So when I'm talking about overall quarterback play individually, apart from team success, now he's a big part of that team success. You know what I'm saying? He's still the gas in that tank. So I'm not discounting that. Chiefs are 7-0. My dog Keandre, no, only thing better than 6-0, 7-0. So I'm not discounting that. But you're not going to tell me if I gave you the blind Coca-Cola test and I put up Patty's 1,500 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and 2 or 3 fumbles lost? I put that up against 12 other quarterbacks. Patty's going 0-12, dog. You're not picking that. You're not. Like, the last win against the Niners, the highlight play of that game was him trucking the rookie safety Mustafa in the end zone for a touchdown. Threw 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and had a fumble loss in that same game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you winning. He is still making critical plays in those critical moments, which is buoying this very poorest performing offense in the, you know what I'm saying? So he's still, when he still go to the free throw line in fourth quarter, he's still knocking them hoes down. Don't change the fact he's still 9 from 30 for the field, cuz. Kobe did had a lot of nights where he went 9 from 30. But shit, he can still give you 12 in the fourth quarter. He can still go 7-7 from the line when it's crunch time. So it's both things can be true. Both things can be true, bruh. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. My dog Kelvo said, put some respect on Scary Terry. Oh, this is Scary Terry. This is Scary Terry safe space here, boy. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm full with Terry. Terry was in my top. I had Terry number 4 in my midseason ranking. I think I went ahead and put Nico number 1 because I think he 5 out of the first 8 games of the season, he was far and away the most dominant receiver in football. 3 weeks, he hasn't played in 3 weeks or a month. He's still top 5 in most of the receiving cap. Like I thought the first month of the season was so dominant for Nico Collins. I still had to give him respect. Then I had Justin Jefferson 2, Jamar Chase 3, and I had Scary Terry 4. If I'm remembering right, Scary Terry 4. So yeah, I fool with Terry, man. I've been a big proponent of Scary Terry getting some love and some national recognition as one of those guys in the league. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that. My dog Keandre said, yeah, hey, Ty, you not wrong, man. That old line act like Dortmund, man. You ain't lying, boy. You get a sack. You boy, you thought it was Oprah. Oprah in her heyday. Everybody gets a sack. Who wants to hit the quarterback? You know what I'm saying? You thought they was giving out coupons. Yeah, that line got to do something. And that's the thing about it. Why is the line playing so bad this year as comparison to last year? It's the same line. Tom, if you ain't here, man, did y'all make a change to the line that I am missing? Titus Jones is still at guard. I thought Titus Jones, when he moved to guard, played good. Still got Tunsil at left tackle. Kenyon Green is a weak spot, but shit, he's the same weak spot he was last year. Like, what's going on, man? I don't know what's different, what's going on with that line, but golly, boy. Hey, my dog, the whole patella out of bounds. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, dog. They gonna say, well, the shin was in, but the knee out. The kneecap was 6 inches into the out of bound line, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? But no, that was definitely Yeah, oh yeah, who's the change, bro? Cause I'm saying, like, I thought it's the same line. Kenyon Green is definitely he. Kenyon was hurt last year. Yeah, well, I thought he missed like 6 games or so. Did he miss all year? I don't know why I thought I didn't think he missed the whole year. But boy, I tell you what, who was playing in his place last year? Then, because man, this ugly football boy for Kenyon Green. But I mean, that line is whole. But when you give up 8 sacks, ain't nobody safe. When you give up 8 of them things, ain't nobody safe. And those is the sacks. We ain't even talking about the hits and the hurries. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big momentum shift, it makes you not want to watch. Man, I know what you mean, man. Sometimes it feels like a bad call could just like ruin a good game. It just feels so overwhelmingly like, man, why'd y'all do that? Like, why'd y'all ruin this game? You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that, man. Where sometimes it just really just puts a bad taste in your mouth. Now you can't even get it out your system for the whole rest of the watch. Yeah, Tyron did look better. Tyron Smith been getting cooked, boy. Tyron Smith been getting cooked 6 ways for Sunday. But no, he did look better in this one. No, hey, Keandre, that's a very good point. Because I went a little hard on Dallas, man, for letting Tyron go and bringing in Guyton. I wasn't a Guyton fan at all watching this film. I thought he was a third-round guy. I thought he was a third-round athletic prospect, raw as hell. I mean, he'd only been playing tackle for 2 years. He's playing on the right side. You bring in a right side guy to play left, an inexperienced right tackle. You change him to left. But honestly, and what's funny about that, Tyron Smith was a right tackle at USC. Tyron Smith was the right tackle at USC, and Dallas drafted him and changed him to left. But he was still a quality right tackle. Like, he was a first-round caliber tackle. He just played right. Tyler Guyton was, boy, that's an ugly film to watch, boy. But, I'm not going to lie, man. If I could have a rookie Tyler Guyton taking some bumps and learning, or this old-ass Tyron Smith getting his ass mollywop, boy, I'd take rookie Guyton as well. That's a fair point. Texas can't pick up his own blitz or Dino stunt to say they like, boy, they couldn't against them Jets, boy. God, dog. They damn sure couldn't against the Jets, man. They couldn't against the Jets. But see, here's the thing, though, man. They still in control of that division. Who's second in the AFC South? The Colts. So the Colts are in desperation mode. They 500. They 4-4. They're going to Joe Flacco full time now for the rest of the season, or at least until they stop remaining competitive. Right now, they've got a chance to still compete for a playoff spot, so they turn it over to Flacco. And I don't necessarily hate the move because Richardson's been bad and then it's been ugly. You know what I mean? There's been bad, then there's been ugly. You know, it's been that type of performances for him, man. 8 weeks to the season, and he's been banged up and injured already anyway. He's already missed 3 games. He's missed almost half this season, and they are a completely different team offensively when Joe Flacco was back there pitching. And so with being 4-4, I don't hate the move at all. You know what I'm saying? Because we've got a chance to compete, and especially if the Texans are going to be regressing a little bit right now, dealing with their own offensive line issues, dealing with the injury to Nico Collins. That offense just hasn't rebounded. If not for Joe Mixon, it could be some real scary hours for Houston. And here's the thing. That's the thing too, Tom. The offensive line run blocking is phenomenal because Mixon's getting busy. And what's crazy, for the last 2 or 3 years, like for the last 2 years, let's say, the run game had been non-existent. Devin Singletary got in there and found a way to get a little spin, you know what I'm saying, and went and got a contract somewhere else because he was able to kind of make something happen, make sugar out of, you know what I'm saying, sugar out of you know what, with that Texas run blocking last year. And now it's like it's flipped. The run blocking is far and away better than the pass protection has been, especially for this last month. But Joe Mixon's been getting busy. Joe Mixon ain't looked this good since 2018? 2016? 16, 18, something like that. So, yeah, man, they got to figure out what's going on with that line. And especially, well, hold on, who the Colts got today? Well, we're going to get into it for sure. If the Colts got somebody winnable today, man, and they go to 5-4 and only be a half game back from the Texans, okay, they got Minnesota tonight. I got Minnesota winning that game. We're going to get to it, but if they find a way to beat Minnesota, who's also kind of on a 2-game skid. Hey man, the AFC South looks a lot different than it did just 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's a precarious time to be a Texas fan right now, man. Y'all got a lot riding on these next few weeks, man. Y'all got to figure something out. Let's get into this slate though, man. First game up, Dallas on the road at Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta. East Atlanta Kurt. Come on, man. Y'all know what's going on with East Atlanta Kurt. Y'all know what's going on with Zone 6 Kurt. Come on, man. Hey, Miles. you know, Kurt be right down by the Libra. You know what I'm saying? Flintwood. Kurt been down there on Flintwood. Right behind the Libra, bro. Miles know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. They got East Atlanta Kurt some lemon pepper wings and a lap dance. And life ain't been the same, man. But I got East Atlanta Kirk and them Falcons getting it done. The Cowboys are in complete disarray. Zeke is benched this game. He's a healthy scratch. He needs to be benched. They say he's been skipping meetings and et cetera, et cetera. Wouldn't matter. If he'd have been 15 minutes early for everything, it was time to sit him down. You know what I mean? I don't know why they took so long to get Dalvin Cook on the field. I know it wasn't pretty that first game against the Niners. He only had 6 carries, but 6 for 12 yards. But even still, Dalvin Cook should have been incorporated into this rushing offense 4 weeks ago. By all accounts, there's been nothing health-wise that's been holding him back. It's just been the coaching staff's decision. And so now it's going to be him and Rico Dowdle. I hope and pray it's Dalvin Cook in the lead spot. You know what I mean? But with Dallas, the way they do things, ain't no damn telling what they decide to do. But be that as it may, man, still ugly offense, especially in the passing game. That passing game is CeeDee Lamb or bust. AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell and CeeDee. That could be a little interesting. I think CeeDee is gonna be fine in his one-on-one matchup with AJ Terrell. But man, having Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons back there in that secondary, the way that Dak's been turning over the football. So this is a game in which I can see Jesse Bates getting his hands on one for sure. So I'm going Atlanta 28-24. Also, that Dallas defense has been leaky to say the least. This is also a game in which we could see, especially with that Atlanta Falcons offensive line. They run. It's a run blocking offensive line for sure. And Dallas hasn't been able to really consistently rush the passer without their heavy hitters and Michael Parsons and Dexter Lawrence. So Atlanta's offensive line has a chance to really dominate this game. Bijan could be in for a big day rushing the football. That secondary for Dallas has got a lot of issues, man, on both sides of the ball. So all told, I think Atlanta wins this game. I think this is the type of game in which Atlanta probably is going to be up, let's say 10, 11 points for the majority of this game. Like I can see this game being 28-17, and then Dallas gets a fourth quarter touchdown to tighten it up a little bit, but the game is essentially in hand. So I'm going Atlanta 28-24. Hey, down by the churches. You already know what's going on. Hey, with 100 pounds of good. With 100 pounds of good. Me and that food. Hey, man, come on, man. Y'all don't know about it. Miami on the road at Buffalo. Buffalo's on this division rivalry for these last 7 years, man. I think Buffalo's something like 8-2 against the Dolphins. The last 10 matchups or something like it. It's pretty one-sided. And so, especially on the road, Tua's second game back. The Cardinals spoiled Tua's return game last week with a 1-point victory. But Tua got down. He got down when he on his first rush. The stadium would have erupted. You thought it was a touchdown pass. But all in all, he played pretty decent, pretty clean football. The offense had showed some style or signs of life. And so I don't think they win this one on the road against Big Josh in the game. But yet and still, though, I'm just still looking to see, for one, Tua get out of all these games healthy. And then for two, just to see that offense start to kind of find their groove again and see if they have a chance to try to salvage this season as well. But give me Buffalo at the crib, 28-21. Big Josh and the boys, I think they roll. Keon Coleman is really starting to come to his own a little bit, man. I think he is. In the last in the last 4 games. I think he's got 3 touchdowns. He's got, I think he had his first 100-yard game. He had the impressive mouse on Tariq Woolen in that Seahawks game. So I think he's really coming into his own, or starting to. And then of course as well, Amari Cooper still getting himself acclimated and getting himself rolling in that offense as well. I think the Bills, as we get deeper into the season and start nearing playoff time, man, the Bills have a chance to really kind of get themselves rolling, man. I love that move for Amari Cooper, pairing him with Keon Coleman. James Cook is looking like a very dynamic 3-down style of back as well, and so I like what Buffalo's got going on. Moving on. The Raiders on the road at Cincinnati. Cincinnati finally gets back in the win column, man. It's been Cincinnati has done this or played this game, this dangerous game that they tend to play for the last 3-4 years. They start every season so slow, and then it's a mad dash in which they tend to get rolling. They run off 6 or 7 games in a row in which they look damn near unstoppable. Nobody wants to touch them or compete with them or see them on Sunday. And then they always tend to kind of find a way to be in the mix or be dangerous there at the end. They may have dug that hole a little too deep this year. They're 2-6. The Cincinnati is the team, man, where it's not uncommon that we say this about them, but you could really flip that. 2 plays go differently, 3 plays go differently, 4 plays go differently. You can flip that record. Individual plays in individual games, you know what I'm saying? They could easily be 6-2. But here we are at 2-6. Now they do get a soft target. The Raiders, the dumpster fire that is the Raiders, man. Like I said, the dumpster fire that is the Raiders. They're on the road. Unless that defense just shows up, Max Crosby goes absolutely nuts and dominates this game, which is possible because that Bengals offensive line has been an issue. We know Joe's been there 5 years. It's been an issue for 5 years. Or Joe's been there 6 years, now it's been an issue for 6 years. And so they're still having trouble in their in their pass protection. Max Crosby has a chance to maybe really wreck this game, and at least maybe I don't know, man. That's the only way I can see the Raiders keeping this one relatively competitive, let alone winning. But I expect the Bengals to get the dub here at the crib, 28-19. I'm thinking this is a good bounce back game statistically for Jamar Chase and Burrow both. They both had a couple quiet last 2 games, and I think this Raiders defense on the road is going to be a prime target for them to get back going. Moving on, man, but staying in that AFC North, the Chargers on the road at Cleveland. I think this one's going to be a defensive slugfest. Both these defenses are pretty strong. I think the Chargers have the number 1 scoring defense in the league. Cleveland, by and large, is still just playing as a top 5-6 defense in the league, as they have been the last several years. Famous Jameis making his second start. I think he's going to be the difference in this one. I think Jameis in the passing offense of the Browns just still has a higher ceiling than what we've seen from Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey in the bunch. So I still don't trust them being able to really move the ball consistently in the air, and especially against this Cleveland secondary, man. Denzel Ward is playing damn good ball on the outside, and so there's no matchup that's going to give me worry if I'm the Cleveland Browns secondary here. I think Quentin Johnston is expected to be back in the lineup. So what? And then, like I said, man, you got the Ladd McConkey, man, coming out here. So there's no real weapon of threat there. J.K. Dobbins, outside of the first 2 weeks of the season, J.K. Dobbins in that running game has been held in check. So they haven't had near the success they did to start the season. And then especially going against Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith in that game, in that front seven anyway, it's going to be tough sledding that way. So there's just not a lot of avenues for the Chargers to win this one on the road, outside of famous Jameis just going out there and pissing the bed. Outside of Jameis just showing up, throwing 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. You know what I mean? Outside of something like that, I just really don't see enough for the Chargers to win this one. But I'm thinking and I'm hoping that Jameis is at the point in his career where he's like, look, man, this is it. This is the end of the road. I came to Cleveland for this chance. I came to Cleveland to get my Joe Flacco on. You know what I'm saying? I came to Cleveland the same reason that Baker Mayfield went to Tampa Bay. This is it. I got one. I'm gonna have one shot here to see if I can reclaim or redeem or salvage a potential starting role for somebody who's gonna be looking for a bridge. I like Sam Darnold. What we're seeing with the Vikings. Geno Smith. Can I beat Geno Smith in Seattle? You know what I mean? So he's got what 8 more games in the season to do that, and I think he gets a dub here, especially staying with it, just learning from your past mistakes, staying within the offense. Let's see if we can get Nick Chubb turned back up, man. Nick Chubb is back. I think it's gonna be his second game back from that gruesome injury that ended his season last year. Second or third game. Now this Chargers defense is stingy, but yet and still, I don't think the Browns have to be in a rush to score points. Grind this one out. Let the defense do what they got to do. Get Nick Chubb real warm and lathered up, and then see if James can just hit us one or two big ones over the top, which he's more than capable to do, and get out of here with a win, man. 20-13. New England on the road at Tennessee. I'm taking the Patriots, man. I'm taking the Patriots. Mason Rudolph, that Tennessee Titans team. I'm just the Tennessee Titans are probably just the least exciting team now. Tennessee, Carolina. I mean, that's in the Chargers are probably the 3 teams I'm just least excited about anytime they're on the schedule or the docket, honestly. But I'm going with the Patriots team, man. I'm wondering, did Drake make clear concussion protocol? Does anybody know? If you know, let me know. But if not, I would prefer Jacoby Brissett to Mason Rudolph in this matchup anyway. Even though it is on the road, the Patriots defense, they got called out as soft a couple weeks ago by Jared Mayo, but they've still got they've still got a pretty solid personnel on that defensive side of the ball. Christian Gonzalez got off to a hot start last year as a rookie. He's been damn good this year as well. Like I said, I like the matchups for this one for New England, man. I do. Even on the road, I still think they get this done. 17-13. Mason Rudolph, while an upgrade from Will Levis, still not necessarily the cleanest with the football as well. And so I can see New England getting home, getting a turnover, whether that be a strip sack or an interception, as Mason will try to force one or push one every now and again. But give me the Patriots on the road, 17-13. I don't know what my dog Keandre said, man. Hey, man, yeah, hey, definitely was. It definitely was. He's talking about the Jameis Winston quote after the victory against the Ravens. He quoted the one shot, the 8 Mile song from Eminem. And what's crazy is, like, as cringe like that for someone else may be the most cringe-worthiest thing they've ever done. For Jameis, that might not even make the top 10, which is crazy. Because it was definitely cringe. It definitely was cringe, but when it's coming from Jameis, that don't even make his top 10. Which is crazy, but I feel you on that, though, for real. I was watching like, come on, dog. Come on, man. Eminem, really? You ain't even in Detroit. What was the title of Detroit anyway? You in Cleveland. You played Baltimore. Like, where'd it come from, man? I know you want to listen to that shit in the locker room. Come on, big dog. Sis in the building, she said, good morning, what's happening? Appreciate you. Keep it pushing, man. Washington on the road at the Giants. I'm taking Washington big in this one. Washington 30-16, man. 30-16. They had the close, nail-biting, exciting finish against Chicago. They won on the Chicago Hail Mary. Successful Hail Mary for the Commanders. Get out of there 18-15 with a dub. But this game here, I think, is one where we see that offense pick back up. I think this is a good game for them. Now, the Giants defense, the Giants played relatively well this last Monday against my Steelers. Now, honestly, game probably should have been a blowout. But you know what I mean? But be that as it may, they stayed competitive and played well in spots. That defense found a way to get home. Dexter Lawrence is still an animal. He's a 340-pound nose tackle, leads the league in sacks. He's got 9 sacks. That's crazy. He's an animal. He's a beast for sure. That secondary for the Giants is what worries me. And shout out to my dog Bowser if he's still in the building, man. I think Jaden and Scary Terry get the cooking. They get the cooking on the road in New York, man. I think so. I think they get it going. I think it's a very good game for them two specifically, and I look for them to get this done 30-16. I think this is a style of game, man, where Jaden Daniels probably has 2 in the air and 1 on the ground. I think his legs could come into play in this one as well, especially if he's getting pressure up the middle from Dexter Lawrence. And then I can see him booting out, getting on the edge, and making magic, maybe even finding his way in the end zone. And I definitely think there's going to be some favorable matchups in that secondary, man, for Scary Terry to exploit. So I definitely think this is going to be a good one for the Commanders. Like I said, 30-16 on the road. Moving on, man. New Orleans on the road at Carolina. This probably could be this week's toilet bowl. Ain't nobody worried about this one here, but I'll take young Spencer Rattler on the road, getting a victory, mainly on the strength of his defense and the poor play at Carolina. 19-13. Bryce Young making, I think, his second start since being reclaiming the starting role from Andy Dalton, who got injured in a car crash, hurt his hand. But it was time to make that change anyway. But I'll take I'll take New Orleans on the road, 19-13. I think that defense should be enough to carry today. Moving on, Denver on the road at Baltimore. Baltimore, this is just a bad week for Denver to play Baltimore. Baltimore, after getting embarrassed, after getting humiliated, after giving up that AFC match divisional matchup to the Browns, Famous Jameis making his first start, losing that one the way they did, especially when they had so many opportunities to put that game away. So now Baltimore, second in the AFC North, where they belong. But now they a little pissed off, man. You know what I'm saying? This a get back game for Baltimore. Baltimore's definitely got some anger and some aggression they looking to take out on the next people that come into their building, and Denver happens to be that team. So I look for them to get this win. Now Denver on the other side, that Denver defense is playing pretty stout. And so this is a game as well where there's a chance that the passing game, which is never necessarily a strong suit for the Ravens, so to say, but you've got Patrick Surtain being regarded as the top corner in football at this time, and I don't hate that take. And so you've got him on the other side. So advantage Broncos in any of those head-to-head matchups with, let's say, Zay Flowers, Deontay Johnson now being there. I'm curious to see how much he plays or how integrated he is into this offense in his first week there with the Ravens. But I think that could be an issue, or that could be a hamper to this team. But man, Lamar and Derrick Henry, man, the way Derrick Henry's running the football, especially when he gets his touches. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he gets his touches. 22 touches, and you could probably cancel Christmas. 22 touches for King Henry is generally, I think, that breaking point. Derrick Henry goes above 22 touches or so. For one, you can almost bet he's going to break one for at least a good 40. He's going to break one for at least a solid 40. You know what I mean? And like I said, especially, I mean, he just tends to it's the old cliche, man. He wears you down and then he really takes over the deeper into the game you get. But on the other side, Bo Nix has been playing pretty damn good, pretty decent. I don't want to say damn good. He's been playing pretty decent football. He's really progressed, I think, the most visually week over week as far as these rookie quarterbacks are going. And now I say that because, like, Jaden Daniels was great out the box. Jaden Daniels came in the first 4 games of his career, he set the league record for completion percentage. So he was good at the box. So that's why I can say that about Bo Nix, because Jaden Daniels' margin of improvement is slight just because he's been an A player from the jump. You dig what I'm saying? So it's not a slight at him. Caleb Williams started slow his first, let's say, 3 games. Then he put together three pretty good games. And then he had the last 2, maybe not as great, wasn't particularly great in that Commanders football game. The fail Mary that we just talked about there as well. So Drake May waited 6 weeks to play. I think Drake May's actually looked better than I imagined in the limited action that he's had. And JJ McCarthy, of course, has been out since the beginning of the season. So now that I give y'all that context, in case somebody was going to try to trip, Bo Nix has had the most improvement week over week, man, as far as rookie quarterbacks going. And I love that he was able to stand up to Sean Payton, man, get right back in Sean Payton's face and have some words, especially as a young guy coming in. So Bo Nix is winning me over a little bit, man. But I think he's athletic enough, and he's seeing the field well enough, man. I think that he can make this. He can. I don't think they'll be necessarily a threat to win this game, but I think it's gonna be close enough to where Baltimore never fully runs away. I think Bo Nix making enough plays on offense, especially with his legs as well. He's very athletic, and then with that Denver defense as well, I think they could keep this one respectably close. But I think Baltimore probably leads it tip to tail. 27-20 is where I'm going there. My dog Miles said, Dookie, I know he had to be talking about that Panthers Saints game for sure. Oh, my dog Keandre said Denver and Baltimore is his game of the week. And you know what? I'm not mad at that, man. I do think it's going to be a good game. This Ravens defense isn't special or great at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've still got some big name guys for sure. Kyle Hamilton, dog. I can't believe, bro. The way Kyle Hamilton dropped an interception that hit him dead in the chest. The nearest Browns receiver, it was a prototypical Jameis just throwaway. Nobody, you'd have thought Kyle Hamilton was the only Browns receiver in the area. There was nobody else. It was just Kyle Hamilton. The ball bounces off his chest for interception. The next play, Jameis goes 40 yards, 45 yards up top for the game-winning touchdown. The very next play. But that Ravens defense, man, has been spotty to say the least. Marlon Humphrey's playing probably his best ball he's played in the last 3-4 years for sure. I think he's got 3-4 interceptions, and he's having a bounce back year. Marlon Humphrey for me, man, he had really. I thought he had failed from the tier of like elite cornerback probably 3-4 years ago now. You know what I mean? I think he's been playing at a replacement level until I think this year he's having a nice kind of bounce back and resurgent year. Not exactly dominant, but still he's playing above the line ball now for the first time a little bit. But no, hey, this does have to make us being a good game, man. Especially we've seen a team like the Raiders going there and shock Baltimore coming off of a angry or upsetting loss in Kansas City. So they've been in this position before where they came off of a aggravating loss and then double dipped. You know what I'm saying? Took another L. And Denver, with their defense having the potential to be as strong as they can, especially if they can find a way to maintain the running game of Derrick Henry and Lamar, especially early going, and Patrick Surtain playing the way he is on the back end, Denver does have Denver's got a dog's chance in this one, man. They really do. But on the whole, man, I am going to take Baltimore. But I'm not mad at that, man, game of the week. I'm not mad at that at all. Jacksonville on the road at Philly. Give me Philly in this one, man, 28-23. Now that A.J. Brown's been back in his lineup, I think this is going to be his third week back. Jalen Hurts' play has definitely seen a visible uptick with and without A.J. Brown. And it's not necessarily that A.J. Brown's production has just went off the charts going crazy, but just he's a calming influence on Jalen Hurts in this offense. It really feels that way, man. I think Jalen Hurts' turnover-worthy plays have probably cut in half since A.J. Brown re-entered this lineup. You know what I'm saying? That, or at least that's what I think I'm seeing visibly, but who knows? But be that as it may, give me Philly at the crib, 28-23. Trevor Lawrence, man, the most overrated, overpaid quarterback in his league, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that I know I'll be hating on him or sound like I'm hating on him. But, man, when it really bothers me, maybe not bothers me is the wrong word. I want to see players get paid. Believe that. My track record is strong on that. I want to see players get paid. But there's a lot better ways I think I could spend $275 million, man. There's a lot better ways I think we could have spent $275 million, Jacksonville. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. But I'll take Philadelphia 28-23. Now, I love the young guy, though, in Jacksonville, man. Brian Thomas Jr. is a real problem. Brian Thomas Jr. is a real problem. I think he's been the most impressive rookie receiver to this point in the season. Like Malik Neighbors had that title for me, but then he got injured with the concussion. He missed 3 games. He missed 2 or 3 games. And then honestly, Malik Neighbors, he shit the bed in that game Monday night against Pittsburgh, man. A couple critical drops. He had a bad call. He had a couple bad penalties called against him by the referees for illegal motion. And depending how you feel about that penalty or whatnot, but he had a shit game, man, on Monday night, and that was his first game back from missing 2 or 3 games with a concussion. But so I think in that time, man, Brian Thomas Jr., bro, he is. I'm thinking about it before y'all know I'll jump out the window a little bit. I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm not going to say he's the best. Brian Thomas Jr. is a top 3 deep threat in the league already right now. He's 6'3". That 4'3" shows up in pads on Sundays. He runs by everybody. He runs by everybody. In his route running, Boys was knocking him at LSU for his routes, and I liked Brian Thomas Jr. I had him as my number 3. He was my number 3 or number 4 receiver. I went back and forth with him and Roma Duze at that 3-4 spot. So he was right in there in that 3-4 mix. But at LSU, he ran 3 routes: go balls, deep posts, and like quick stop and like stops or hitches. You know what I mean? Just put the ball in his hands, and he's got wiggle too to be as lanky as he is, like I said, 6'3". So I was a big Brian Thomas fan for sure. He's playing damn good ball, boy. I'm telling you right now. Trevor Lawrence for $275 million need to get him the ball more. But he's open, he's cooking boys, and when they do give him the ball, boy, he touches paint or threatens to touch paint every time he touches the ball, man. So I really like what Brian Thomas got going on for sure. Oh, my dog Miles said he's taking the dog in that fight. He's got Denver winning. What's the score? What's the score? Hey, it's never a bad thing for the Purple Birds to take an L. So from your lips to guys' ears, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think if Denver wins this game, it was definitely low scoring. 20-17 is if Denver wins this game, they win this game like 2017. But if Baltimore scores, if Baltimore gets to 21 or more, Baltimore tops 21 in this game, man. I think it's a loss for Denver. Because I don't necessarily see Denver going back and forth with Lamar. If Lamar's 3 touchdowns in, I don't see Bo Nix in that offense keeping pace. So I think they got to keep it low and slow if they win. But yeah, but now like I said, there's an avenue for the Broncos to win, man. But I think it's slim. My dog Keandre said, Miles, he thinks the King Henry's gonna be too much, but then Denver will make it interesting. See, that's more so where I'm leaning, man. I think they've got to first off, anybody who plays Baltimore, you got to show that you can stop the run, and you got to show you can stop the run without putting 8 in the box. That's the key. You've got to show that you can be stingy and stop the run without overcommitting bodies to the box. And then that's where you can make it interesting. Now, like I said, Denver and that defense have been playing pretty well. You know what I mean? And so maybe there's a chance that they're able to do that. And if so, well, then we might got a ball game on our hands. Especially with, like I said, that Ravens defense being leaky. You know, if Bo Nix if he's able to find a little early success, you know what I mean? Who knows? There's a shot, but I don't know if they get it done. Let me see. Moving on, man. Who was next? Chicago on the road at Arizona. Chicago is going to drop 2 in a row in my book. Chicago with that failed Mary loss at Washington. They end up benching Tyreek Stevenson, the corner who was talking to the crowd while the receivers were 25 yards upfield before he ran over, and then he's the guy that tips the pass to the Commanders, to Noah Brown for the game-winning touchdown. So he's benched this game, or he's not starting this game. I think that was announced. I don't know if he's benched for the entire game, but he's definitely not starting this game. And so, and I'm not mad at that, especially he's a young guy, second-year player from Miami. I remember watching this film when he was coming into the draft, you know what I'm saying? So I remember, I didn't love him. I wasn't as high on him, but he's done well for himself with Chicago. The starter on the other side of Jaylen Brown, he was a starter for the majority of his rookie year as well. So, you know, he's a young guy trying to make a name for himself. But now that play, that warranted him sitting down. I ain't mad at that at all, especially when it's a young guy. You got to nip that in the bud early. Like, boy, you ain't did enough around here. You ain't did enough around here. You ain't got enough baskets. You ain't got enough baskets, and you ain't put enough balls in the basket. So I was trying to say to do something foolish like that. On the other side, I think Kyler Murray is playing damn good ball, underrated ball. Kyler Murray acquired his kept is playing damn good football, and I think they can get this done on the road. Now, Chicago's defense is troublesome. The Chicago defense has been legit all year long. They carried Caleb Williams in the ugly start to the season for his first 3 games or so, just that offense as a whole, and they've still been showing up. This whole time. Like I said, that Washington offense, we know how dangerous they could be. Would they put up 30-something points on the road in a shootout against Cincinnati? And this Bears defense held them to 18 points. This Bears defense held them to 12 points before a Hail Mary as time expired at the end to get to 18. So this Bears defense is legit. But I like what I'm seeing from Kyler Murray, man. Now, the thing that worries me is that Marvin Harrison Jr. has developed a little bit of a pattern. If y'all been paying attention, I said this on Wednesday, and I feel like it's some truth to this. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been going on a game, off a game, on a game, off a game as far as him being like productive. Last week was a productive week for him against the Dolphins. 100 yards on six, over 100 yards on 6 catches. He got a touchdown on a long deep cross where he outran Jalen Ramsey. You know what I'm saying, to the ball in the end zone. Kyler threw a dart. That was a dot. You know what I'm saying, of a touchdown pass. And so that normally would mean, if the pattern holds true, that this might be a quiet game for Marvin Harrison Jr. If the way the pattern's been going. And then also he's got Jalen Johnson across from him as well, who's been playing damn good ball now this last year and a half, these last 2 years, got himself paid going into this season because of how he performed last year. So Jalen Johnson's been playing damn good ball as well. So that's a matchup that I can't wait to see, and to see if Marvin Harrison can break that trend, man. I'm banking on Marvin Harrison Jr. breaking that trend, putting two good performances together back to back, and I'm thinking that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals can find a way to get this done. 23-19. Now, here's my game of the week, Keandre. Here's my game of the week. Detroit at Green Bay. This is going to be a banger, man. I hope it doesn't let down. I feel like sometimes this year, when I've called a game of the week, I've jinxed it. And it's been like a one-sided, lopsided win, or just a ugly, sloppy game that wasn't entertaining. But this one has the makings of being a real deal shootout. For one, you've got Green Bay and Jordan Love. Jordan Love is expected to play in this one. He's been banged up all year. Got injured in that very first game against Philly in Brazil. Missed a few games, came back, left a couple games early. Malik Willis has done very well. I was gonna say he's done admirable. He's done better than admirable. He's done well in